Good morning. My name is Dan Wagner. I'm a little bit of a mutt who finds myself here at St. Martin's in the Field. The first thing I knew about the Episcopal Church was growing up in my childhood within the shadow of Washington Memorial Chapel in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. There I sang with the boys' choir and we traveled across the country. And then I kind of took a break for a while until I found myself with this lovely congregation in 2017. My family freshly from our travels from Chicago, making a new home here in Texas. You all welcome me and my family with open, warm, and welcoming arms, and I say thank you for that. I was going to start my talk here about stewardship with a little joke with that fact that when I got the call to speak on the topic of stewardship and what it means to my spirituality in the church, of course, my first thought was, why? I've got all these obligations. I've got all these things. I'm so important. But the reality is that my spirituality comes first, and speaking to you is a great honor. And so I'm very humbled to be here because it caused me a time to reflect on what stewardship means in my spiritual journey. And it's a time right now, we heard in the readings, and I'm kind of going off script here, but it was so relevant to hear of the fear of the Egyptians. Right? Fear. I'm fearful today. Right? We've heard of so much change happening. We've heard of so many things. I'm standing here, and first time in months that I've walked through, and I just feel so at home to be back here. It feels warm. I'm not fearful. And that's what stewardship does for me. Whether it be the care that the Boy Scouts showed by helping to pick up and clean up around here, or the care that we can do even when we're apart. We've got great apps now with this Breeze app. I can just log in when I'm struck in the moment, when I hear something, and I can go, oh, it's my time to give again. That's stewardship. That's making sure that the legacy here at St. Martin's in the Fields continues on. And that has such an active role in my spirituality because when times are tough, I have learned in my life to get on my knees and to pray. When times are tough, I have learned to, while on my knees, listen. But the biggest thing that makes me feel like I can move forward with my day is taking action. And sometimes that taking action for me is putting my buck in the hat, is logging on to Breeze, is making sure my commitments are there. And that's something that I learned from my father, and it's something that I'm so happy to continue continuing on today as a member of this congregation for my young family. I think it's so important that they see the example of rising up, taking the burden of your brother or sister's shoulder, and giving when you can, because there will be times when we cannot. And so, just as we have received or so freely received, we freely give, and it's something that is so important to my spirituality in taking action each day, because faith without works is dead. And that's the way that I look to give back. And by no means do I mean that whether it be getting into speaking my own story, getting involved with holy mowers, am I the perfect holy mower? No, I'm not. Getting involved with the choir, which is so important. I've loved being here and singing. Do I miss some Sundays? Yes, I do. Right? And the same thing in stewardship. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. I don't stand before you to say I'm perfect and I give 110% all the time. But I am here to say that when I give, my connection with God, my connection with my spirituality and with my family, it improves. So come with me together this year, and I hope that together we can continue to steward our wonderful church and congregation forward. Thank you for having me.